Yo, what is going on? This is That Guy Face with Face to Music Media. We are back again for another episode of How I Synth. In this video, we got the brand new Cherry Audio's Mercury-6. Let's get into it.
Oh yeah. Oh mama. Oh yeah. Face the music.
So, Mercury-6 is a recreation of Roland's Jupiter 6. And so basically it was the middle ground between the Jupiter 4 and the Jupiter 8. And so it was a 6-voice synthesizer, not as expensive as the Jupiter 8, but has some different functionalities. And so they made it its own thing and it ended up being real popular. It was released in 1983. But anyway, before we get into that, if you have not already, go ahead and subscribe to the channel and hit the bell for notifications so you can be notified every time we drop a new video. And go ahead and drop a like on the video and a comment. The engagement does help with the algorithm, so we would appreciate if you would do that for us. Also, I'm super excited to announce Sweet Fusion Vol2 is out, so head over to realloops.com. That's REELLOOPS to cop the Sweet Fusion Vol2 preset pack. And so it does include Mercury-6 presets in there. You don't want to miss out. It's some crazy presets in there, so you want to go ahead and check that out. Also, if you didn't know, I'm doing a new challenge where I'm dropping a single every single month for this year. So go ahead and check out my single playlist so you can check those singles out. Any support would be appreciated. And so go ahead and check your boy out. Let me know what you think. Leave a comment on those. And so anyway, let's go ahead and jump into it. So we have the master section, the LFO section. We have the oscillator section here, the mixer, the filter, the amplifier section, and the envelope section. And so this synth does have multiple layers where you can layer it out to where you have pretty much a stack and make it really insane. So you have your layer section here where you can adjust each layer's volume, pan, tune, and drift. And then we have our glide, arpeggio, and voices section. You have chord memory and then the hold function there. We have the key mode where you can either use just the one layer. You can set it up to where you have multiple layers. So you can go to upper layer, lower layer, and then we can split the layers on the keyboard. And so then we have our effects section here. We have a reverb, delay, flange, chorus, and distort. They're all pretty simple, straightforward. Next, we have our bend section for the pitch bend. And so you have your LFO 2 here. This one you can set it to the mod wheel here. All right, perfect. So if you see any of my other videos, you already know what time it is. You know what I like to do. I like to do the oscillator detune. And so let's take a listen to that and see what that sounds like. By default, they have the drift already up, so it's going to already do that detune sound. I'm going to go ahead and turn that down here. Let me hit new actually. Turn that down, go to saw wave. Perfect. All right, so there's multiple ways to do the detune sound. We can boost the tune, or we can boost the drift, or we can boost the manual slide on the cross modulation. Perfect. And so they all have their own kind of tone and characteristics. So I like having those options. So next, let's go ahead and take a listen to the filter with the detune sound. And so we have 3 filter types here. We have low pass, high pass, and band pass. So we'll start with low pass here. Let's take a listen. Wow. Okay, and so let's listen to the high pass filter, see what that sounds like. Beautiful. All right, so let's go ahead and listen to the band pass and see what that sounds like. Beautiful. I love the sound of the filters on the synthesizer. It sounds amazing. It's got like such a buttery sound to it. I love that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take a listen to the envelopes here. And so let's do this. I'm going to go back to low pass here. I'm going to go ahead and play the chord progression that I have in the background here so we can hear what the envelopes sound like. And so I'm going to boost the pitch because it's pretty low right now. I just wanted to sweep through so we can hear what the envelope sounds like. So I'm just going to turn that down a little bit. Let's take a listen. Beautiful. I'm loving that. So I think what I want to do now is I'm going to go ahead and switch this over to the pulse wave here. And let's see what that sounds like. So in order to modulate the pulse wave, we're going to come over here. We'll set it to LFO. And let's see here. Let's sync the LFO here. We'll start out with 1/8 and just kind of see what that sounds like. All right, so let's take a listen. Beautiful. I love that. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do now is set the LFO of the filter to match what's going on with the pulse width modulation and see what we can get out of that. So it's already set to LFO 1. And so let's take a listen. Wow. I love that. It's so easy to get some dope sounds using this plugin. Like you will look up and it'll be 2 hours gone. Straight up. Anyway, that sounds so good. Okay, so now what I want to do is come over here and add some effects. So let's start with the reverb here. Pretty straightforward. We only have decay, high pass, and low pass. We have a room, plate, hall, and galactic. So let's just go ahead and start with hall since it's already selected and see what it sounds like. Beautiful. Gosh, well, I'm leaving that as it is. Let's go to the delay. And as you can see, the delay is simple as well. We have time feedback, damping, spread, and mix. So let's do this. I'm going to go to ping pong here and just see what that sounds like. Sync it to the tempo. And let's go to 1/4 and see what that sounds like. Beautiful. Loving that. Loving that. Okay. So I'm going to turn that down some. That sounds so good. All right, let's go to the flanger chorus. So with the flanger chorus, we have rate, depth, delay, feedback, and mix. With the chorus, we only have rate and depth. As you can see, these two are grayed out. If I go to flange, they activate. Let's take a listen. The chorus just made it so wide. It's crazy. Let's listen to the before and after. Beautiful. That sounds so good. I want to just keep that. Let's take a listen to the flanger really quick. Beautiful. I'm going to stick with the chorus though. Let's take a listen to the phaser. So with the phaser, we have 4, 8, and 12 stages. We have the rate. You can actually sync the rate on the phaser to LFO 1 or 2. And then we have depth and feedback. So let's just take a listen. Can't lie, that sounds fire. That little bit of noise that it adds in there gives it a nice touch. I love that. Okay, and so let's take a listen to the distortion here. Pretty simple. Again, we have drive, tone, and level. So let's take a listen. Beautiful. I love that. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to mess with the arpeggiator. With the arpeggiator, I want to kind of get funky with the envelope. So let's take a listen to that really quick and see what we can get out of that. I'm going to sync it to the tempo. Let's go with 1/8. Let's do 3 octaves here. And let's start with up. So let's hear what it sounds like. Beautiful. This thing sounds absolutely amazing. Anyway, man, that's the end of this video. You let me know what you think about this video. What do you think about the Mercury 6? You know, it's crazy because when Mercury 4 came out, it was just so dope. And it was like, wow, this sounds so good. The quality is there. I love the filters. And you know what? It's the same with Mercury 6. It's a different sound, but it's the same feeling where it's like, wow, I love programming this synthesizer. It's so fun and it's so easy. And so my thoughts on the synthesizer is, you know, it's got to be top 5 for me for Cherry Audio synthesizers. I love Mercury 6. And as you can see, I was able to make some really dope sounds really quick. So, you know, you just can't go wrong. But anyway, man, this is That Guy Face. If you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, hit the bell for notifications, and hit the thumbs up button. Also, go ahead and drop a comment. The engagement does help with the algorithm, so we really appreciate if you would do that for us. And also, don't forget, Sweet Fusion Volume 2 is out right now. So we do have presets for Mercury 6 in the Sweet Fusion 2 preset pack, so you definitely want to check that out. Some amazing presets in there. realloops.com. That's REELLOOPS. Anyway, man, this is That Guy Face, Face Music Media. We out of here. Peace.